Greetings, everyone, and happiest Thursdays to you. Um, so it's been a minute since I've done an interview, as you can probably tell from my YouTube channel that there's been a lack of content being made. Um, well, I've been in a little bit of a slump, but I'm slowly making my way back to content creating. And today I'm here. I get to interview Mr. Panu from the Finnish psychobilly punk rock band Graveyard Bashers. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and add him on here so we don't waste any time. Let's see here. Request, or I'm not sure who I need to be adding here. There's a couple of them on here. There we go. That works. Send request. So we got a couple people on here. Really cool. Nice to see you all here. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, I can hear you. So can you hear me?
Perfectly.
Great.
Sounds awesome. So how are you, sir?
Well, thank you. Doing very well. Really excited about the new album release coming tomorrow.
And just an hour for you.
Yeah, and actually just maybe celebrating a little with some good old bourbon.
I got the Gatorade. So.
Yeah, because it's still daytime for you over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's almost time for me to sleep though. I work third shift, so I usually sleep in the evenings, but I stayed awake for this because I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
So the new album, Wreck 'em Dead, I'm loving it. Just letting you know. It's
Mhm.
definitely a banger. I love the I don't know who mixed the album, but they did an excellent job. Like everything just intertwined they just intertwined so well. From the clickety clackety of the band.
Yeah.
I gotta say I love the style. I should the well I would almost call it a like a not really like a horror psychobilly punk. It seems like to me anyway.
Yeah. So actually, you can call it what you want, but we just call it psychobilly.
I mean
Of course,
psychobilly.
there's like lots of different kind of psychobilly bands. There are like a more old school psychobilly bands, and there are more these kind of modern, maybe more extreme kind of bands. And I don't like to start splitting them like what is what. I just call it psychobilly.
Yeah, I mean there's all sorts of sub genres of music. Let's just put it to one. Let's put a pin and just it's psychobilly. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
So your first single off the album was Pure Evil, I believe, back
Yep.
in last year, May-ish, maybe, I forget.
Yeah, something like almost 1 year ago,
About a year
we
ago.
released the single. Yeah.
That was now I didn't know you guys back then. I actually just recently found you. Um oh I'm pretty sure it was just on Instagram. I think I just went in other profiles and just sampled the music. I'm like, yeah, I like what I hear.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you like it.
I I listened to a mixture. Like I love the EP Where's Billy. That's definitely a really good solid EP. The first album I really like quite a few of the tracks. Baseball Batman gets stuck in my head frequently.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a really good one.
I love the
Uh,
the riffage of that song.
Yeah, to be honest, because after we started in 2016, we actually released the first album, Perverts on the Loose. I, I wouldn't say that we rushed it, but we made it like a really quick, and I would say like a quick and dirty. So not all of the songs from that album, for me at least, they don't hold up, and some work better than others. Like, of course, like we play them better nowadays. And one example is the song Baseball Batman, and of course the title song Perverts on the Loose. They are this kind of songs that they get stuck in your head, and they are fun to play.
Oh yeah,
even nowadays.
They're like anthems.
Yeah, you could say that.
They're like, there's quite a few. Like you can definitely tell how you were saying, like kind of rushed the first album. You can definitely tell you took more with the sophomore release. Like Wreck 'em Dead just has a lot. There's a lot more. There was a lot more thought put in. A lot more was put into the creation of the tracks. Whether they're short or not, it doesn't matter. There's still a lot of depth to them, musically especially. Yeah. There's a lot of, especially for you with the the guitar riffs you add to the songs. They're very, like just very. I can't even think of like they're very.
Yeah. And of course, like it's just like a natural evolution and growth of the band, and us like individual musicians, like getting better at like making songs, making lyrics, making punchy vocals that are catchy. So I would say that there's like a really clear like evolution if you think about Perverts on the Loose and Where's Billy and now Wreck 'em Dead. Like it's obvious, and of course Wreck 'em Dead is our like a biggest production this far. Like we worked on it for, I would say, something like maybe 2 years at least.
Yeah, you could, like I said, you could definitely tell those first times.
Yeah,
and it definitely shows. I mean, you can, I mean, you'll see growth, and that's great. But then you have sometimes you'll have bands that digress, but you guys definitely with the sophomore release, it's like it's a solid growth.
If you look at the chat, you can actually see our bass player asking some very strange question there.
Your favorite member?
Well, between two guys like the bass player and the drummer, it's really hard to choose.
I don't want to be biased, but
but anyways, I cannot choose because both Luce and our drummer Von Chippendale are so fucking awesome guys. So big cheers to you both.
Very talented gentlemen for sure, especially the stand-up bass and the I don't even know what to call them, the picks he uses to make the clickety clack. It's very unique. Like it's almost like if you gave Field Corn a stand-up bass. I think that would be. I can imagine watching a Korn music video with him with a stand-up flat bass in a way.
Maybe.
That'd be pretty cool. He probably doesn't even know his stand-up bass. So, let's see here. I got some stuff written down here. Let's see. So we have 50 minutes of official drop for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, talking about the band name for all. So, you said you guys were created the band in 2006. So, coming up with band name, up with such a name as Great?
Oh, how did we end up with the name Graveyard Bashers?
Yes.
Sorry, I had to repeat because your audio keeps breaking up, at least for me.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it keeps breaking up for only for my end. But anyways, the band name Graveyard Bashers. Well, actually, I think back then we made like a really like a long list of names and thinking about what sounds cool. And of course, the big thing is that you just have to like every time you come up with a band name, you have to go to fucking Google and start like searching. Is there already a band named this and this and this and this? And I think that it was something like a combination of just throwing out cool names and making sure that there was not one single band with the same name in at least Google.
So, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, you always have that chance of, like, you think of a cool name, it's like, oh, has that been taken? Oh, it's already been taken. Great. Somebody else think of that.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, there's a lot of bands in the world which have like identical names, but I guess it doesn't matter. But it's always a bonus if you can make sure that there is not like a exactly the same name in use on the other side of the world. I don't know.
Yeah, you always, it's kind of a roll of the dice that because you just never know.
Yeah, that's true.
So let's see here. So musically, because you can tell just listening to your songs that there's just a lot of influence within the music. And I'm curious of like who are some of the musical influence, just creating.
Sorry, again, breaking up a little bit, but something about influences.
Yeah, musical influences. Like, who are some of your biggest influences when it comes to creating?
Well, obviously, the biggest influences are maybe other psychobilly bands, but we do have like background in other genres of music.
And that shows.
Like, yeah, for example, back in the day, I used to be playing in metal bands, like really hardcore stuff, like a grindcore and death metal, yeah, and this kind of stuff. And later, I was really interested about, well, I've always been like listening to rockabilly music and this kind of stuff, but after I stopped playing with the metal bands, I actually started like getting interested in trying to play some rockabilly stuff myself. But for the other members, they have background in rockabilly bands. Like for example, our bass player Lusse also plays bass for this really, really great rockabilly band called Rave On. And our drummer, he has other bands also going like at the moment, also plays in a metal band, and this kind of stuff. So I think that we take so much influence from so much stuff, but speaking about other like a psychobilly bands and such, I would say that our biggest influences are coming from maybe Brazil, from bands like Os Catalepticos and Six Sinners. And also there's this really great French band called Banane Metallic. I don't know if you ever heard about them or...
I can't say I have, but I mean, I'm interested.
Yeah. But it's more like the extreme side of psychobilly, you know.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's always cool to, and I know somebody in the chat was saying audio keeps breaking up.
Yep.
Is it
I
like,
don't know what's up.
is it terrible or?
Well, in the middle of the sentence, I'm I have to start guessing what you are about to ask, but we can try to manage.
Um, I wonder if it's my connection.
Might be.
Because I mean, I hear you perfectly fine. So
Hmm.
see if I can. I wonder if I could take it off. 'Cause I'm on my Wi-Fi,
Okay.
so I'm wondering if I could maybe put it on cellular. If it might work better. Let me see. Um,
Get over here!
Technical difficulties. I apologize.
Yeah, no worries.
I hmm.
But
Let's
hey,
see.
if it fails, you can always just like start writing like questions on a card and just show me.
Or I can always type. I guess I could always type them in the comments section. Just in the off chance
Yeah,
it does.
yeah.
Just want because I mean, obviously there's a country difference here, but I don't have anything to do with that. Let's see here.
Sorry.
I was saying because I know we obviously different countries, so I'm curious as maybe if there's a connection issue there, or I have no idea. I usually don't have there, so I'm not 100.
Yeah, some kind of like a server stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll keep rolling. We'll manage.
We'll manage. No problems.
So let's talk about the new albums. Well, as we've kind of been talking about the new album.
Mm-hmm.
What are your favorites on the album?
Like a favorite songs.
Yeah, favorite track and or track.
Uh, well, the thing is that it's really hard to choose because we pretty much made sure that there's only like a really good songs on the album and no fillers, no intros, no outros, none of that. Only just like 10 really solid tracks. And actually it was something like maybe just a week ago we last time had like a rehearsals with the band and we played all the songs live from the whole album from start to finish in the same order that the songs are on the CD on the album. So even then it was so fucking hard to try and choose that what would be my favorite.
I mean, it's something you created. Like, how can I choose what my favorite is?
Yeah. By the way, Luce, if you are still watching and drinking whiskey, maybe you can give some of your favorites from the album. But for me, it's really hard to choose right now.
I think I've been listening to it the past couple of days, just kind of periodically, just kind of get a little more familiar with the song. I'm going to be review for it.
Yeah.
So definitely, is a great start. Like, it's a great start track to the whole album. That's the pace.
Yeah.
It's well, you know, surprise like it sounds weird, but it almost has hints of Slayer.
A Slayer?
Yeah, just a little bit. Just how heavy the guitar riffs are and like the drumming and everything. It's kind of essence Slayers.
Well, I guess you could say that. Yeah.
Not obviously not thrash metal, but it has like if there was a thrash version of Psychobilly, that's what that would be.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it seems that Luce also has some trouble like choosing only one or two or something like that because they are all really good. We're really happy about them.
Front to back, it is a very solid record. Like I have my favorites, but the ones that aren't favorites are still great songs. Maybe I just haven't yet. Like think Psychobilly Sleazebags is one of my favorites, just because it's such a it's a very anthemic song. Like,
Yeah, I was actually about to tell you the same thing, that you were talking about anthems before, so that could be one.
is I could definitely see, like, at a show, like, just people just like screaming the chorus of that song.
Yeah, that was actually probably I would say, like maybe a bit intentional
Yeah.
to get this kind of song also in there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you always want to get the crowd involved, and I mean that's a good way to do it, of course.
Yeah.
And I was listening to kind of, because I try to listen to the record like front to back, and then I kind of space out some, like I'll kind of jump around a bit,
Yeah.
give ones that I may have on a little more of a chance. Like History, I've noticed I'm really growing to like a lot. It reminds me of Halloween.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It has this kind of like a certain kind of evil melody
Yeah,
about it.
the opening like guitar lick to it, and like a Halloween vibe too. Obviously, love
Yeah.
that Halloween.
Yeah, I totally get it.
Let's see here. Oh, I got the track list right here.
I also got the CD right here, so I can see, what songs are in here. Let's see.
I'm jealous. I want my copy.
You'll get it.
Set You on Fire was another.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's kind of slow, but then it picks back up and kind of like really quite. It's like really in your face.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, most of the songs are really just straight up in your face kind of tracks. So I mean, it's kind of hard to just say that's the.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 6/6 Cut is another really good one.
Yep. And that's probably the reason why we chose to have it like as a music video kind of single before the release, because we felt that it's something that we have been like playing a lot, like on rehearsals, and just listening a lot to 66 Cuts during the mixing phase, where the mixer guy would keep sending us the song over and over again, and we would request adjustments to the song. So we started with 66 Cuts, and we listened to it so much that we felt that this is the one, like as a single.
Absolutely. And it's, it definitely is single material.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What else we got here? So I've asked. Here's an interesting question, because obviously you guys are from Finland.
Yes.
How would you compare psychobilly music you're in as compared to American
Can you repeat that?
So like, how would you compare Finland's psychobilly music compared to American psychobilly?
Wow, that's a really hard question, because even from America, well, actually, even thinking about the other bands that are on the same label as we are, which is Liechtenstein Records, I'm thinking that even all of the different bands from that label are somewhat different. So, and I think that thinking about maybe this other band from the label called Radar Men, I think that they make like a really kind of like a old school type of psychobilly, and some other bands are something from between old school and maybe this more like a hardcore stuff. So it's really hard to say.
It was just like a thought of mine, because I mean, obviously, different cultures have different, um, could have different, well, not influences, but
Yeah, of course.
different sounds and stuff like that. It was an interesting question. I was like, I wonder how different things are musically there.
Yeah,
But I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure it's not much different.
yeah. I would say that when it comes to something like a psychobilly, um, it's sometimes really hard if you hear about the new band, and if you start like figuring out that where from around the world this band is from, it's really hard to start guessing,
Yeah.
for me at least. So
Well, it's like you'll listen to a band and they sound perfectly, you know, like the English, sounds perfect, but then you'll hear, oh, they're not from, like, for instance, like a band called like Bullet from, like how they sing, and then you'll hear them talking. I mean, obviously, it's amazing how singing and speaking are like two different things for sure.
yeah. But thinking about those like bands that where they are from, like I told you before, that our influences in psychobilly come from mostly like from maybe from Brazil, for example.
That's really cool.
So that's like a really big exception to the rule, because when you hear like a psycho band, which is like so extreme that it's almost like sounding like a metal band, that's when you know that this band is probably from Brazil.
Absolutely. So going in to the music making, because obviously you guys have a lot of clean vocals, as people would call them, like America's not screaming. They're called unclean vocals.
hmm
So what is that going into the creation of your music? Is that something that you were in? This is the kind of style we want, like vocal wise.
Oh, you mean like the kind of raspy vocals or screaming, or what would you call it?
I don't know. People call it screaming. And
Yeah,
it's not screaming. I call it unclean, because you have clean.
unclean vocals.
Yeah,
Well, that's actually a pretty good term, because there can be so many different kinds of unclean vocals. But well, Luce is over here listening, so you can correct me if I'm wrong. But when I'm thinking that when we started, like back when we started thinking about what is the kind of material that we want to do, and of course, what is the kind of material and sounds what we can do. So I was actually trying to get us sing a bit more clean vocals, but as we have this kind of background from metal music and like this, it just came like maybe more natural to do this kind of a bit more unclean
yeah.
stuff. So
I wash my teeth every day and still do unclean vocals.
what?
The one of the guys, one of the ghost bastard psychobilly typed something, and it made me laugh.
Oh, big cheers to you guys. I'm glad you're watching.
Are they another psychobilly band from? I'm assuming.
Yes, they are.
Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, I was just kind of like comparing like bands that like do like in punk or psychobilly punk. Like I think I told you one time.
Sorry, you keep breaking up.
So I think when I first talked to you, we were talking about like I mentioned the unclean vocals, and it kind of
Mm-hmm.
of like the Casualties,
Yep.
and I thought that was it's definitely a unique style, like definitely a talented vocalist. Like you said, his name's
Yeah, Luce.
Luce. Okay, yeah. That's why I asked your name to pronounce. I don't want to butcher this.
Yeah. So my name is pronounced Panu.
Panu. Okay, that makes more sense. Like not. I was thinking like Pan, and I'm like, well, it's probably not.
Yeah, I think that most like American guys keep like a saying Panu, but I get it. Like of course because there's an A in there, so.
Yeah, I mean, it has the or A or ah.
Yeah.
The English language is a weird thing.
Yes, it is. But I still like it. It's really like it's all over the world, so. And I grew up like watching American movies and playing American video games, and that's how I learned it. So.
So video games, huh?
Yes.
So what kind of video games are you into?
Well, this is a bit off topic, of course, but back when I was like a little kid, I used to play a lot of like adventure games from Sierra, LucasArts, and that's the way I actually learned English because I just had like a Finnish English dictionary and I didn't understand anything that's happening in the game, so I just have to like browse through the dictionary to find all the words, and that's how I just like kept learning, and I was motivated to learn because I wanted to finish the game.
Ah.
So adventure games are actually really good at like a learning English language.
Let's see here. Luce is in here. He says, "For me, I wanted to do what I think sounds great. That sounds us, and for myself, raw vocals is the way to go." That totally makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely. So another topic, we were talking about films. I assume you guys are horror fans.
Of course.
Of course. So, because my page is I have a lot of horror on the page. I'm curious as to what some of your favorite horror.
Hmm. Well, that's a really good question because I would say that for a very, very long time, and maybe even now, I'm really a big fan of like 80s horror,
Of course.
and I really like the kind of like effects that they would make, like a practical effects
Practical.
without using any CGI stuff, you know.
That's the way to go.
And yeah, and I always admired that. Wow, that they actually made this kind of like a makeup for this monster, and like if you only think like not even like as a horror movie, but as a movie, and how wonderful all the stuff they actually made in the movie in the 80s, The Thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like all the fucking stuff they made for the movie and not a single like a computer stuff in there. So it's amazing. But at the same time, it's fucking disgusting. Like I would say that it's one of my most favorite horror movies, which I cannot watch.
Really?
It's really fucking disgusting, yeah.
You said The Thing. That's definitely what I'm like. I'm a John Carpenter fan as it is.
Yeah.
Like obviously Halloween, The Thing, The Fog.
Yeah.
The Fog's really good. Yeah, 80s horror is definitely where it's at. Like,
Yeah.
there's literally documentaries on straight 80s horror. You know, it shaped the horror genre.
Yeah. And of course, I'm just thinking here, like there's this other like a combination of genres, like a horror comedies, if you could call them, like Gremlins.
Yeah, of course.
I'm actually like a really big fan of the Gremlins 2, even though I hear that the director didn't like making it, but he made it. If he wouldn't do it, somebody else would.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of like what happened with like Halloween, but John Carpenter wrote Halloween 2, but he didn't direct it. It wasn't about it. Like he just didn't. He didn't film. Hey, he didn't want there to
Yeah,
be a second.
yeah.
But
So what do you like about the remakes from Rob Zombie?
I'm kind of I don't know. I'm kind of torn because I like certain things about them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like as much about them. Like the first one, especially, was good. Like compared to the second remake was just like
Mm.
no. But the first remake was really good. I'll give it to him. I hate how much of a Rob Zombie film it is.
Yeah.
Because you know,
I'm actually, if thinking about it, I'm actually like a really big fan of all the Rob Zombie movies,
yeah, absolutely.
just because they are their own thing. Like even Halloween 2, you instantly recognize that, yeah, this is a Rob Zombie movie.
Like I respect like because obviously I love House of a Thousand Corpses. That's one of my
Yeah,
favorites. So I mean, like with that, and here's this is gonna be a big twist for some people, but like honestly, in my opinion, it's not my favorite film of his, but I believe the best made film is Fort Salem.
mm-hmm.
Like it's a very like it's almost not even a film, more of a kind of a thriller mystery
Yeah,
because like you kind of really don't know what's going on, but it's not really
yeah,
horrifying like that.
yeah,
Devil's Reject, 31.
yeah. That was actually a really good one.
Good. I enjoyed it. It was like R-rated Hunger.
Yeah, it was probably like when the movie starts and keeps going, you have no fucking idea what's this about.
Yeah,
But it's fun.
it had a great cast actually.
Yeah.
Actually, one sec. I want to see if I can find it. I have the Blu-ray here, and it's
Oh.
by basically everybody.
Now that's really fucking nice.
Yeah, they had I got a convention pretty when they have them, and they had basically a big 30 reunion, and so I basically met everybody that had most of the villains. I met E.G.
Oh,
Daily.
even the little guy.
Yeah, Poncho Moeller, he was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was great. Well, actually, no, he was at the same convention, but it was a year later that he was there. He wasn't there for that
Mhm.
show, but I still got it signed by him.
Okay. Right.
I need to actually. I need to get it signed by Rob Zombie. But I have a copy of. I went to a Rob Zombie back 2014, 15, and at his merch booth, they had the House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects Blu-ray set,
Mm-hmm.
and it was signed by Sherry Moon. And I'm like, I have to buy it. And I was also there. I bought a VIP pack.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a meet and greet with Rob Zombie and the band. I had to sign it. That was a pretty cool moment getting him.
Yeah.
He's extremely down to earth, very chill. That's what I like because he, when he gets on stage, it's completely.
Yeah.
He's probably one of my favorite. Like, he's not my favorite band, but they're my favorite band to go watch.
Mm-hmm.
They put on one hell of a show.
I wish someday I would also see a concert from Rob Zombie. That would be great. Also on my list, Nine Inch Nails.
9 Inch Nails. That's one band. Like, I think I was too young. Like, really, because I was born in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So I really didn't like it a whole lot. Like, I know a little bit of their now, but it's not my style. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to really get it. Like Deftones. A lot of people hate Deftones.
Mm-hmm.
I love Deftones.
Yeah. Well, I have this thing that it's not about the genre, but about good songs. And just for me, like something about Nine Inch Nails clicks. Well, not obviously all of the stuff, because they have so much like this kind of like a weird intros and outros, and just like maybe just some like an interlude with only something like a buzzing sounds over there. And I always skip this kind of stuff, but they have really solid songs also.
Yeah, like, I don't get me wrong, Trent Reznor is definitely great. I think they released an album a couple years ago, and it had a song on there that I really, really enjoyed. I think it was called "I Want You," and it just something about it just delivery. I think it was more or less just something and it was a song I liked on the album.
Yeah.
Sounds. But it's just like they're just not. You have bands that people really love, and then some people are just like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I understand.
It's like if I were to show like somebody that's not a big fan of psychobilly, they'll be like, "You like it?" Yeah, I do. It's freaking awesome. There's a lot of people out there that don't get it. And that's just one thing. Like, I've always loved, like, whether it's pop punk, whether it's punk, whether it's any type of punk, I just kind of like resonate. One of my favorite 22, obviously, like, of the poppiest punk. But I still love bands like Rancid, No Effects, stuff like that. Like, I definitely hear a lot of Rancid when I you guys earlier Rancid, like where they were like really in their I can't think of words today.
Yeah.
It's late for me. We've got 15 minutes and your album comes.
Yes. Actually, yeah, it seems so. But yeah, anyways, talking about the album release, it's actually gonna be released on Bandcamp. And we also sell some merchandise like t-shirts and patches and stuff like this on Bandcamp. So I just realized that I have to manually go there and click on like to release the album in 15 minutes.
Hey, will it be on like iTunes and stuff as well?
Yeah, so it's gonna be on Spotify.
Everywhere.
Yeah, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, and all this kind of like a popular places. And also it's gonna be on fucking TikTok.
Really?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
And that's actually not like just intended on TikTok, but because the kind of like company we use to distribute like a streaming music, they actually had this kind of like a premium package.
Nice.
And it basically includes everything, all the kind of streaming services that you could ever think of. They will all be in there. So one of those, I just saw that it lists like it's gonna be on TikTok, so
Huh.
people can start doing their dancing moves and putting our songs on the background.
I'm just now because I know that now I'm gonna go do one.
I'm looking forward to it.
6 Cuts is gonna have a lot of fun.
Maybe you can just take a knife and start doing all the 66 cuts.
That'd be That's so weird. Like people, like I've got a buddy who's constantly saying, "You should do your stuff on TikTok." I'm like, how would I do it on TikTok? I don't get it because, like, you know, I don't know. I don't get on TikTok.
Mm-hmm. For me, the same. There is this one friend of mine who said that like you guys should be on TikTok. You should do a profile in there, and I was like, what are we gonna do?
What do we do?
Yeah.
That's fun. But yeah.
So I get it. Like people do this kind of like a humor videos, like a comedy in there, like a short video, short clips. But for bands, I'm not sure.
Like that's what I go to TikTok for. It's like back when Vine thing. It's like I'm here to watch funny videos.
Yeah.
No offense, like somebody putting music on there, advertise. That's cool. But like most people that are on TikTok are going to watch funny videos.
Yeah.
It's like,
But anyways, because I like to be open-minded, if somebody actually gives me a really good like a reason why Graveyard Bashers should be on TikTok, I'm all ears.
yeah, people out in the chat here.
Yeah.
We've got people watching. So I mean, somebody's trying to have something.
Yep. Hopefully. Or hopefully not.
Man. Yeah. I regret asking that question. So, how is it feeling pretty real that this album's about to drop?
Oh, it feels so fucking great because, like I told you before, we worked on the album for something like maybe at least 2 years. Maybe some of the song writing we started even before, and there was so much work we did, and now even when our label, Like and Sten, even when they received the CDs and they sent us like pictures that we have the CDs over here, I just couldn't believe that it's real. Like maybe I'm a skeptic, but right to the moment when we actually received the package yesterday from mail, including all these CDs, I was like, this isn't real. This isn't real before I see the fucking CDs in my hand.
Yes!
Yeah. And now they are here, and the release is just in a moment. And actually, it's also going to be in vinyl later this year.
Very.
But yeah, but just because the delays related to COVID situation with the factories, there aren't so many factories in the world making vinyls.
Yeah.
So there is some delay. So we'll have to see. It's going to be delayed maybe end of this year, but we'll keep our thumbs up. But anyway, there is going to be a vinyl version of this album also.
I would buy it on vinyl. I want CD and vinyl.
Yeah.
I love I'm very picky when it comes to vinyls. Like I have a vinyl collection, but I'm like very picky. Like I buy I'm a random vinyl. Like I don't like the thing with streaming. Really, I'm not saying it's hard. Still buy for time because sometimes that's still the best way to listen to it. But then again, I also have an Apple Music subscription where I have basically every album at my fingertips.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't feel like I'm supporting the band that way if I'm just listening to Apple Music.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you think I'm sure that $10, that money's not like I just don't. I feel like I'm a crook.
Yeah.
But yet I'm still doing it though.
Mm-hmm. About the vinyl, it's actually going to be like a colored vinyl,
Ooh.
and we actually made sure that the quality and the master for the vinyl, like the vinyl masters, are completely separate from the CD masters, obviously. And I think that for those who are collecting vinyls and listening to vinyls, they will get even more out of the recommended album than just the CD or digital listeners.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a good reason to buy the vinyl when it comes out.
Yeah, the last vinyl I bought was actually the Rocka album, and
Oh, okay.
it was a Best Buy exclusive, and it was blue and yellow like swirl, and it was just
Wow.
like I saw it, I'm like I have to have that. Like it's very like I love those colored vinyls because it's so really cool how they like it starts as this little wax disc, and then they press it. It's just like
Yeah.
it's so cool. The process is really interesting.
Yeah, and also I'm not sure why, but I for me I like transparent vinyls, like a colored, transparent,
Yeah.
all this kind of like a special kind of looking vinyls.
Yeah, it's cool because like you see that stuff now, back 80s, 70s when the vinyl sort of you didn't see those kind of. It was all just
Yeah.
and like people today, like old people, like buy vinyl, see these colors, like what is this?
Yep.
So I myself, you're saying how excited you were about. I'm excited myself for people to hear this because I've had it for a month and
Yeah.
I've let it digest and let it sink in and gave it multiple listens. Definitely, I feel like people who like this genre are going to fall in love with it. I really do.
I really hope so.
You guys, I know still very much out there, kind of the downslope. I think you guys will be touring soon at some point.
I hope so, because, well, like I told you before, I'm not sure if I'm a bit skeptic, but I just want to see this fucking COVID situation go away. But I'm not saying that it will be like a gun, like on a snap of a finger. It's gonna take time.
Yeah.
But when it's finally gone, of course, we want to start like touring outside of Finland at some point.
That'd be great.
When it's safe. Yeah.
See you guys come to States and do some shows would be cool.
Oh, can you repeat that?
I said it'd be cool to see you guys come to the States and do some shows.
Well, let's just say that we have been talking about it a bit already. Yeah, fingers crossed.
I would definitely like to meet you in person sometime. So,
yeah,
grab a drink.
for sure. We could even have some old Virginia.
I don't drink very much anymore, but that's an occasion that I'll have to drink.
Special occasion, for sure.
I'm an occasional drinker now. Like I used to be. I used to have an issue, got it taken care of. Now I'm just kind of like, it has to be.
Yeah, I understand totally.
Yeah. So that would definitely that'd be a special occasion for sure.
Mm-hmm.
States. Hopefully you come to Indiana. I don't know if you I mean, if you're familiar with states like Indianapolis, there's this burger place called Cook's Corner,
Mm-hmm.
and all their burgers are on heavy metal bands.
Oh,
So like they have
interesting.
like a Metallica burger, they have a Slayer burger, you know, they have like a Cannibal Corpse burger. The place has got amazing food. They have all sorts of brews, beer, anything you can think of. I mean, it's so cool. It's such a cool atmosphere.
Yep.
So hopefully, if you ever go to Indianapolis and play a show there, that's somewhere you can maybe try out some food if you're.
I always love me some burgers.
Me too. Too much. Let's see here. We got 4 minutes.
Yes.
4 minutes. 3. Take that back. It's 3 minutes.
Yep. 3 minutes.
3 minutes. And we're going to shoot off some fireworks.
Yes.
I have no fireworks, but.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah. I'm excited to finally, because I'm listening to the album off of Dropbox.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of annoying because I have to, like, because it doesn't play in a row. Like, I have to go, I'll listen to a song, have to go back to the file, pick the second song, and so on and so forth.
Yep.
It'll be nice to finally listen to the album, like, straight, like, front to back, without go back and forth.
Yeah. So when do you think you are actually doing a review of the album? So
I'm off work this weekend.
mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna give it another listen or two. Well, maybe, but I'm gonna listen to it again and I'm thinking about at work tonight. I'll probably start, I'll probably post it on Twitter. I'm not a video reviewer.
Yeah.
I'm more of a, I type out so it'll be up before the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll send you like a copy of it, just like, hey, sounds right. To go in.
Yeah, that's great.
I meant to actually write a review like a while back, like probably a week. But, I've been family matters, sorts of stuff. I've been pretty busy.
Yep.
Getting back to work it's been hell. I was off of work for my wife. We just had our son, so off right. Then getting back to the swing of being back to work, staying up during the day to help kids, and then sleeping in the evening. Yeah, it's a little rough.
I believe you. We've got 1 minute left.
1 minute. Less, probably. Let's see here. Let's see. 3. Oh, where's the clock? We have 20 seconds.
Yep.
13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's
Cheers!
Rocka Dead is officially out in Finland.
Yes, it is. And now I just have to go manually and fucking release it on, Bandcamp.
So I am out of questions to ask.
And I'm all out of answers. Just kidding.
Well, I think that about wraps it up here. I appreciate you allowing me to introduce you.
Oh yeah, this was really, really cool, man.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was a little worried. I was like, I'm going to be so boring to this guy.
No, no, and this is actually the first time I've ever done this kind of like Instagram live kind of thing. So I was just really excited and at the same time nervous about is my battery going to die before we are finished, and can you even hear me and whatever. Well,
Yeah,
obviously we had this like a breaking up with the sound thing going on, but we managed.
yeah, for sure. And then I'll be able to post this on YouTube once I get it
Yep.
recorded and everything. So hopefully when we go back in, maybe the my audio won't be as skippy on your end, or maybe when it records, you know,
Yeah.
fingers
Yeah,
crossed.
I hope so.
Well, on that note, I thank you for joining me, and congrats on the album release. I'm excited to listen to it again.
Thank you so much, and
I,
thank you for asking me to do this interview. This was really exciting.
it was definitely a lot of fun getting to talk to somebody, different. Well, I mean, not so much different culture, different country.
Yeah, of course, from the other side of the world.
Yeah. Well, at this point, you're probably going to go to bed soon.
Yep, I'm going to bed after finishing this and
Chug
releasing
it,
the album.
chug it.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I will let you and release the album,
Hmm.
and you enjoy the rest of your night and get some sleep.
And you enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you for everybody who was watching. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
Of course. All right. Well, that was just exciting as hell. I thank Panu again. Panu. I knew I'd butcher his name again, but I appreciate everybody who joined in for this live interview. I am tired, so I'm going to go to bed. And I thank Panu and for his bandmates for joining the live, and hopefully everybody enjoyed themselves. And hey, go listen to Wreck 'em Dead. You'll thank me. If you love some psychobilly punk, it's definitely worth a listen. And I can't, um, yeah, I can't even think right now. I thank Panu again for letting me interview him, let me chat it up with him. I thank my sponsor. I have to do this. I thank my sponsors at Fright Rags for supplying me with some hats and shirts, of course, and being wonderful people. They are releasing they just released an EC Comics collection on their website at www.fright-rags.com. And if you go in and place an order, use my promo code RottenReport10 at checkout, you will get a 10% discount on your entire order. So that'll be something nice to add to your collection. And I think they have, they're cooking up some pretty cool stuff for summer. I saw a preview of maybe some board shorts or swim trunks, Jaws related. So if that's something you might be interested to, I'd definitely keep an eye out for those and keep my promo code in mind. That's all I have for today. Again, thank you, everybody, for joining. And I am going to go to bed now. And you all have a wonderful Thursday evening and enjoy the weekend because it's going to be nice here in Indiana anyways. But anyway, you guys take care. And hopefully I'll see you sooner than later. I've got a couple interviews cooking. They're cooking. They're coming. I promise you. My content will be a little more, frequent, hopefully. I got an interview coming up in June that I will be announcing here very soon. I have another one that is been rescheduled, but we're working on rescheduling. So hopefully that will be very soon as well. And I'll be announcing those very soon. So without further ado, I'm going to head out of here. This will be on IGTV This will be on YouTube. Please go check out. If you like it and subscribe, please do so if you enjoyed yourself. And on that note, I will see you guys in the next video.